Happy Thursday, Rutgers. I'm Jake Ostrov.
And I'm Cassandra Sheese. We've got a great show lined up for you. It is October 25th, 2018.
Weather watcher Robert Bennett will give you the regional and big picture forecast for the day.
Daniela Cardona will paint the town scarlet at the Cultural Collaborative.
I'll be interviewing health education specialist Mark Cruz on STI testing here on campus.
We've got tons to get to. Let's wake up Rutgers.
Hello and welcome, Rutgers. It's great to be here on this freezing Thursday morning.
We're here to wake you up every Thursday morning this semester with all of the exciting news, events, and weather. Well, Jake, I know you just said it's freezing, and yes, it is, but I know when we were talking about the bed races last time, that weather was cold.
Well, it was like the first real cold day of the fall, and I was up in the top corner of one of the risers. It was a great event nonetheless. There was hot chocolate, night wagon, the food truck on campus was open for students that night when they're normally not open on night. It was a real special occasion. Steve Peichel, the men's basketball coach, was in attendance, firing up the crowd, and I think a lot of the students were feeding off of that energy because it was a passionate night on one of the weirdest nights that Rutgers has to offer, but I love it every year.
Yeah, no, this was actually so fun this year, even though it was really cold. I didn't stay the whole time just because I was freezing and my hands felt like they were going numb at some points, but I went and I cheered on my team. They ended up placing third overall, so it is super exciting to go out and support all these organizations, and it's so funny to see them all dress up in these outrageous costumes and sprint down with beds. I just think it's such a crazy idea, but yet it's so fun. But speaking of dressing up, Halloween's coming up next week, but I know people like to start dressing up over the weekend because it falls on a Wednesday this year, which is a little odd.
Yeah, it's a little odd, but I think everyone's kind of agreed that this weekend is the weekend before Halloween, so this is the weekend that everyone will celebrate. You have any outfits planned?
I'm still trying to think of it. I still have some time, but I know my friend and we might go as Black Swan and White Swan and like the dancers from the movie. Just something easy to do. But what about you? I
got a football jersey that I'm definitely having in my closet ready. I think I might dress up as Squints from the movie The Sandlot. I love that movie. I watched it a lot over the summer. But it's so appropriate that Halloween's coming up right around the corner. It's even more appropriate is that most of our news and events for the show are Halloween related. But before we get to all that, let's see how much you know.
Do you know when class registration for the spring semester begins for students? You'll find out the answer right after this.
Being a Rutgers student isn't always as sweet as it seems.
That's why I was...
If you're not prepared, you might find yourself needing some help.
I need help. I can't find my term bill.
Luckily, help is here. Getting to and paying your term bill is as easy as tying your shoelaces.
To get to your term bill, just go to studentabc.rutgers.edu and press the button that says Pay Your Bill. From there, you can log in with your NetID or RUID. The site will direct you to your account summary where you can find your term bill for any semester.
Okay, but how do I pay my term bill?
Great question.
For payment options, just refer to the right-hand side column on your account summary page. It's that easy.
Wow, that was really helpful.
All in a day's work.
Before the break, we asked, do you know when class registration for the spring semester begins for students? Now it's time to find out the answer.
Registration for Rutgers undergraduate students starts on Sunday, October 28th for anyone with 110 completed credits or more. Make sure to check WebReg for the calendar for when your date is to schedule. Well, Cass, I don't know about you, but I've been planning my schedule for the next semester for a couple weeks now. I don't think I'm registering until, I think it's November 5th for credit with students with my amount of credits. but I've been planning it a lot, and I always like to meet with an academic advisor and go over my plans for the next semester. Just make sure I'm on the right track.
Yeah, no, I haven't really started putting my schedule together yet, which I know I need to start getting on. I think I was trying to more plan out maybe an internship for the spring and how that would line up, and also my schedule with work to then place my classes in. It's kind of like putting a puzzle together, a really odd puzzle, because you have to make time for yourself too. So I will have to do that this coming week. But I love that WebReg does offer you this whole list of when of when you're supposed to register. So no one should be confused. No one should miss their deadline. It's right there on the website. You just have to go on. But I'm excited to look at the classes for the spring. It's always exciting to choose what's upcoming.
Yeah, I've been looking at a public speaking class for the last 3 semesters, and I've always been closed out of it. And I'm really, really praying that this is the semester that everything falls into place. You mentioned it's like putting together a puzzle, and once that class, that public speaking for me, gets closed out, all of a sudden I'm scrambling the day before I'm supposed to register, and it's a hectic time period. But WebReg makes it so easy for all students, just because you can see the schedules that they have, and you could just register. You click register, it does it all for you. Really easy and very simple.
Yeah, and also I always have backup schedules just in case that does happen. I know public speaking is a very popular course, so many students try to take it. Many students get it before it comes down to us, which juniors, so we still have people all above us. But it's always good to have a backup schedule, and WebReg allows you to have like 10 different calendars that you can then register for. So that's great. But also, Robert, what about your schedule? And then we'll hear about the weather.
Yeah, I've actually been looking at potential schedules for at least a while now. I have to take at least 1 meteorology course. I'm also minoring in geography, so I'm looking to take 3 courses in that area. I'm also a minor in music, so exploring a few options. I have a pretty open schedule for the most part next semester, but let's get right on to the weather. Weather Watcher Robert Bennett here, bringing you this morning's forecast on this episode of Wake Up Rutgers. We have a little bit to get to, so let's just hop right on into it. Currently out there, it's about 36 degrees with clear and chilly conditions with a dew point about 33 degrees. Humidity is 98% with a light southwest wind throughout the area. Looking at our weather headlines, you haven't heard already, we're expecting our first nor'easter of the season this upcoming weekend. So hopefully it doesn't ruin too many plans for Halloween weekend this weekend. Pleasant fall day, though, is expected today, and rain will be possible again on Sunday and Monday as we have another storm system that is going to sweep in from the west. But give you a little update on the nor'easter right now. It's starting to materialize down to the deep south. We do have some radar returns depicting rain across Louisiana, Mississippi, and starting to move into Florida. This will progress to the northeast and strengthen as it does so as a high pressure comes over the top, and that's going to allow some strong winds out of it. So what are the details on this nor'easter? We're expecting it Friday evening and into Saturday. Winds could gust as high as 30 to 50, even greater miles per hour, especially at the coast. Moderate coastal flooding will be possible with that strong onshore flow. And then heavy rain with many nor'easters. We can expect 1 to 3 inches of rain, resulting in some poor drainage flooding. We also can expect some beach erosions as you have those strong winds and heavy surf that's going to pound the coastline, and with those strong winds can sometimes result into power outages. Now, this is your typical general run-of-the-mill nor'easter, nothing to get too worked up about, but it definitely should be noted that many nor'easters are still very dangerous, so keep that in mind. But switching it back to today, high of 53 degrees, much nicer, cool and pleasant with sunny conditions with a northwest wind around 7 to 10 miles an hour. Tonight's forecast, we can expect a low of 35 degrees, so it's going to be pretty chilly, cold out there. Partly cloudy skies with a northwest wind around 5 to 7 miles per hour. I'll be back later on in the show to show you the regional and the 5-day forecast. Back to you guys.
Wow, Jake. 35 degrees tonight, that is going to be cold. I know 32 is freezing, so are we expecting snow? What is this?
Maybe not yet, but you know what, it always could be worse. I'm going out to Wisconsin next weekend for the football game, and they had a blizzard on Saturday. So all of a sudden I'm looking towards that, and I'm very excited for the road trip, don't get me wrong, but it's gonna be cold. But tonight I'll get a little bit of a preview. It seems like it's sticking around in the 30s for most nights, but It's a little cold.
Yeah, definitely bring a lot of
November's
layers.
Here, but
Bring a lot of layers, wear some sweaters, some jackets. It will be definitely cold out there, and it will be cold here, so we're definitely getting prepped. But we have so many news and exciting events coming up right after this.
Hey, do you want to go get lunch?
Sure, can you swipe me in though?
I guess, but you don't have any more meal swipes?
No, unfortunately I ran out.
Well, what are you going to do for food?
Right now I'm buying, but once my cash starts going down, I gotta look for other solutions.
Oh, well, I have the perfect solution. Rutgers has a food pantry here on campus.
The Rutgers Food Pantry falls under the Off-Campus Living and Community Partnerships Office and is located at 39 Union Street on the College Avenue campus and is open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. When you walk into the office, just tell the receptionist at the front that you are there to utilize the pantry. They will then assist you in figuring out what to take and how much to take based on your personalized needs. For more information, visit www.foodpantry.rutgers.edu.
You can go to their Facebook page and like it for food pantry updates, or you can go to their website at foodpantry.rutgers.edu.
That's awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Well, we have so many exciting news and events to get to, so let's jump right in. Communicating within the field of science and genetics can be difficult, but what's even more difficult is being able to deliver life-changing news to a patient. Rutgers University graduate student Francesca Spinozzi and her classmates are the first students in the new Genetic Counseling Master's Program at Rutgers University, New Brunswick. Jessica Joins, the director of the program, has them do role-playing exercises throughout the semester to prepare them for having important conversations with their future clients. Delivering bad news and helping patients make difficult decisions in significant part of what we do, says Joins of the Department of Genetics in the School of Arts and Sciences. Our students not only have to master rigorous science content, they have to explain those concepts in a very understandable and empathetic way to patients. Genetic counselors work with patients on a one-on-one level, helping them navigate through their test result, family history, and discussing health options based on their genomes. Rutgers is preparing these students to have difficult and meaningful conversations with their patients as they advance to the next stages of their career as genetic counselors. Well, Jake, I think that's great that they offer this kind of program for these students because, you know, getting life-changing news is hard, and there's so many huge scientific terms out there that it's sometimes hard to understand what's truly going on. So to have these exercises to kind of just know what it means in simple terms and be able to relate to the patient is really helpful.
we're so lucky that here at Rutgers, we not only have one, but two state-of-the-art hospitals, some of the best in this state, Robert Wood Johnson on one side of campus and St. Peter's on the other, that Rutgers has the resources available to expand their medical research and try out different things that they haven't been able to try out, and it seems like this is working here.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a great program, and I think so many students should learn, if you're going into that field, should learn about how to do these one-on-one role-playing exercises, just so you know what it's going to be like in the real world.
Speaking of getting a little creative in the field of medicine, leading up to Halloween, the Department of Psychiatry at the Robert Wood Johnson Medical School at Rutgers will watch 31 horror movies as they examine the minds of 31 of the most terrifying characters from classic horror films to help educate the next generation of doctors. The course, the 31 Nights of Halloween, asks future physicians to post their synopses and insights on Reddit. For Halloween, medical students and residents will watch iconic horror films, A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and The Silence of the Lambs. Known for infusing medical education with pop culture, Professor Anthony Tobia also gained national attention for his Seinfeld curriculum, where medical students watched NBC's Seinfeld to review medical disorders through discussion of the interpersonal relationships of the fictional characters on the show. Now, Cass, I'm not a huge horror film guy, but I love when professors get creative with their course material. It's not just straight from a textbook. It's going out, watching a movie, watching a TV show. I have classes. I'm a sports journalism major, and we watch sports games, and we report on that. I love when it's not strictly to the textbook, and you actually have to go out and learn things for yourself.
No, I am a horror film type of person. I mean, I do get scared, and I am the person that like screams and jumps, but I don't know, I love being scared, as weird as that sounds. So to watch, and those are great films that they're watching, they're classics, tons of people have seen them. So to then examine the movie and then put it into what you're learning is definitely creative, and it's something that you don't really see a lot of teachers do. Some teachers are straight from the textbook, and so this makes class fun and entertaining and spooky. But also, speaking of spooky, get spooky with the stars of the Golden Age at the Senior Citizen Halloween Bash this year. Rupa and the New Brunswick Senior Resource Center will be holding a Halloween costume party for senior citizens and students this Friday, October 26th from 1 to 3 p.m. in the Red Lion Cafe. Students can register online and will be matched with a senior party partner. There will be lots of food, games, and Halloween fun, so register while you can. I think that is so fun. I love dressing up for Halloween, and to bring two different communities together for this bash sounds like so much fun, and who doesn't love just hanging out and getting to know new people?
Yeah, the Red Lion Cafe is a great place for all events, and to bring senior citizens into campus, and I'm sure, if they're from New Jersey, most likely they have some connection to Rutgers at some point in their life, so to bring them back and have an event with current college students is a lot of fun, and it's really good to get in the theme and getting ready for Halloween. Speaking of which, are you ready for Halloween? Then come on out to 199 College Avenue tonight from 7 to 11 p.m. as Rupa presents their haunted house. Come for a night of thrills and prepare to scream and face your worst fears. As an added bonus, free food will be served as well. Hope to see you there. For more information, visit rutgers.campuslabs.edu. Now, Cass, I'm going to admit something here. I've never been to a haunted house.
Oh my gosh, I love haunted houses. And I told you, I'm so scared. And the fact that they said face your biggest fear is like, I don't want to do that, but it sounds so fun at the same time.
Something that's drawn me in, though, a little bit, the free food.
The free food.
That's a good way to pull me into any kind of event on campus. If there's food involved, I'm there.
There was also another event recently that did have free food and was tons of fun, and it was the Cultural Collaborative. So now we'll head on over to Daniela Cardona while she paints the town scarlet.
Happy first week of classes, Rutgers. I'm Daniela Cardona, and today we're here at the College Avenue Student Center, where the Global Culture Fest and the Meet the Greeks are merging together to create one big event so students can come out and have double the fun. Let's go meet some people.
The Culture Center Collaborative is composed of 4 of our cultural centers. It's the Social Justice Education and LGBT Community Center, the Paul Robeson Cultural Center, we have the Center for Latino Arts and Cultural Center, and the Asian American Cultural Center. So there are 4 of us, and we're located on different campuses.
Well, I am a first-year grad student, actually, so whereas I could have gone home, what brings me back is the community. It's kind of like a home away from home, especially being students of color. We often look for people like us who understand our experiences. So it's been really fun meeting people with similar backgrounds who are from all over Jersey.
What do you think the best part about the event's been so far?
Definitely getting to see other people go on stage and break out of their shell. I think that's very nice.
The food's been really good so far. Just the entire experience and just getting to interact with all the clubs and the different organizations and see what they're truly about, not just what they present, but see what they're truly about and see how passionate all the students are. It's really cool.
Thus far, we've gotten through Engage the Stage, which was an awesome time. We had an hour of performances, and they were just awesome. So it was a nice time to really engage the audience and introduce them to different cultures and dance moves and music that they may have not heard before.
How do you feel about the merge this year?
I mean, we're all cultural. It's all what we do. It's all who we are. So it makes sense, If we all have different cultures, why not bring it to the same stage and the same place under one roof and just show out?
Well, Rutgers, I hope this event made you want to come out next year or possibly even join an organization. But until next time, keep painting the town scarlet. I'm Daniela Cardona, RUTV.
Well, that looked like so much fun. I mean, it's great that they have this event that incorporates both cultural organizations and cultural Greek organizations. I mean, we see so many events for just Pan-Hellenic Greek life or IFC Greek life. So the fact that there's a huge event that organizes all the cultures of Rutgers is absolutely incredible.
I think we've been talking about food way too much on the show because I did have breakfast before. I'm getting really hungry looking at the food in that Paint the Town Scarlet right there.
It was delicious to even just look at, and I wish I had some, but now I am hungry. But we have so much more to get to, especially an exciting interview right after this.
The Rutgers libraries have some of the biggest resources this university has to offer. There are 9 libraries located throughout all campuses with convenient hours to fit any student schedule. The Alexander Library on College Ave campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m., a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Art Library, located on College Ave behind Scott Hall, is open from 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Carr Library on Livingston campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m., a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Chang Library on the Douglas campus is open from 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Mabel Smith Douglas Library on the Douglas campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m., a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Library of Science and Medicine on Bush campus is open 24 hours, but before 8 a.m. and after 10 p.m., a valid Rutgers ID is required. The Math and Physics Library inside of the Hill Center on Bush campus is open from 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. There's plenty of space for everyone at the library, so come inside.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Here with me is Mark Cruz, Rutgers Hope's Health Education Specialist. Thank you for joining me today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So, Mark, what does HOPE stand for, and what does it do?
So HOPE stands for Health Outreach, Promotion, and Education. And we are the department that actually talks to the college community. We educate them about health and wellness in various fields, including healthcare management, alcohol and other drug use, sexual health, nutrition, and mental health as well.
How long have you worked in the health education field, and what topics are you mainly involved in?
I have worked in this field for about 12 years. I started in alcohol and drug prevention education with community members, including middle schoolers, elementary school students, as well as high school students. I then moved into sexual health, specifically STI and HIV prevention, and then finally now working closely with college students regarding alcohol and other drug use, nutrition, mental health, and sexual health.
You mentioned STI prevention. Why is it so important for Rutgers students to get STI tested?
I think it's important for numerous reasons. One, I think that if you are 15 and over, if you've ever had unprotected sex, vaginal, anal, or oral sex, if you've ever had sex while under the influence of alcohol or other drugs, and if you've had unprotected sex with numerous partners, it is important to get tested. It's also important to get tested because nationally the rates are 1 out of 4 college students will graduate having had an STI at some point throughout their undergrad experience. We do know through our own research and studies that about 30% of incoming first years are already sexually active before they even walk through our doors. And by their 3rd year, around 33% of them will have that number increase. So again, it's very important that they get tested. Closer to home in terms of statewide stats, we do know that rates of STIs have increased since 2013. Chlamydia rates have increased by about 24%, gonorrhea 35%, and primary and secondary syphilis has increased by 114% since 2013.
Wow, so it's very important to get tested. So what can students get tested for, and where can they be tested?
So we encourage students who, again, are sexually active to get tested at our health centers. Gonorrhea and chlamydia are part of this, what I like to call standard STI testing procedures that can be done at any of our health centers. All they need to do is make a phone call for an appointment or actually go online to make that appointment. Rapid HIV testing actually happens at our department at HOPE at 8 Lafayette Street on College Avenue every Friday starting at 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So if students are interested in doing that, we test you, we give you your results in 20 minutes. So that's a rapid way of finding that out.
What's the best piece of advice that you can give to students about staying healthy?
I think the best piece of advice I can give is to be an active participant in managing your health. I think that we get a little accustomed to having people tell us what to do and not really asking questions, not really making sure that we understand everything that's happening. So being an active participant in managing your healthcare.
Just to kind of put it all together, where can students find out more about testing and prevention?
So in terms of our testing and anything that I've talked about today, you can actually go to our website at health.rutgers.edu, or you can follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at RU Student Health.
Well, Mark, thank you for coming in and talking to me today about HOPE's services and STI testing and prevention. We'll be back after this.
As a commuter, it's hard to make connections outside of class.
Tell me about it.
Did you know that there's a place for commuters to meet up between classes?
No, I didn't.
That's right. The Rutgers Commuter Student Organization's primary goal is to serve commuter needs and interests while building a bigger commuter community on campus. Located in the Bush Student Center, the RCSA Commuter Lounge has many appliances that help make commuter lives easier, such as a microwave, a refrigerator, computers, and even a TV. The RCSA also holds events. It's the perfect place to relax, do homework, and make some friends. Don't have classes on Bush? Don't worry. There is a new commuter lounge in the Douglas Student Center as well. The commuter lounges are open every Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Fridays. For more information, visit rcsa.rutgers.edu.
Well, Jake, that was a great interview with Mark. I learned so much just from standing off to the side listening. I think it really is important that students go and get tested. I mean, like you said, there's so many diseases out there that you want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, it's very important to stay healthy, and yeah, it might be a little uncomfortable, but in the long run, it's worth a couple awkward minutes versus your long-term health.
Oh, of course. But now, let's jump right into the weather with Robert Bennett.
Thank you, Cass. Looking at the regional outlook for today, pretty uniform across the entire board. May have some more cloudiness in some areas like Syracuse and Scranton coming in at 43 and 45 degrees, and Pittsburgh comes in at 50. Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. coming in at 53 and 55 with mostly sunny conditions. Tonight across the region, more clouds increase, especially the north and to our west. Pittsburgh will be mostly cloudy at 38 degrees. 36 up in Syracuse, 32 in Scranton, and as you head to the south, 37 in Philadelphia and 43 down in Washington, D.C. For your 5-day forecast today, once again, 53 degrees with a low of 35 tonight. Friday, clouds will be increasing ahead of our nor'easter on temperature of 53 degrees, and then 47 is the low. On Saturday, there's our nor'easter day. We're going to have cool or cold wind-driven rain. Once again, winds can gust upwards to 40 to even up to 50 miles an hour with a temperature of 56 degrees and a low of 45. Sunday and Monday, we keep showers in the forecast, 58 and then 56 respectively for those days. If you want to get more updates on the nor'easter, be sure to check us out at RUTV channel 23.1 every 15 minutes. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com RUWeatherWatcher. Follow us on Twitter at RUTVWW using the hashtag RUWeather. And be sure to send us all your weather photos as well to there. And then you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, RUTV Weather Watcher. Back to you guys.
Well, Jake, I know it's going to be a lot of different, like, weather kind of, that's the wrong word, but a lot of different temperatures, there we go, this weekend when people are going out maybe trick-or-treating. And I remember when I was a kid, I always never dressed for the weather, even though my mom would put all these coats on me. I had to show off my costume still.
Obviously.
So make sure that everyone's dressing for the weather and everything like that. But, well, Rutgers, that will do it for today's episode.
For more events happening this week, you can go to getinvolved.rutgers.edu or ruevents.rutgers.edu.
Follow us on social media by searching RU Network, and follow us on Twitter by searching @WakeUpRutgers. We love hearing from you.
Thanks again for tuning in, and to Mark for joining us. I'm Jake Ostroff.
And I'm Cassandra Sheese. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next week.